Hey, what's up, everybody? So, today I have a little 30-45 minutes to kill, and I'm in the city of Isleton, California. It's off of the Delta. It's a small community, uh, but I'm on their main street right now. Largely, it looks like it's closed down. A lot of the mom and pop store type places aren't aren't working. I see a lot of for rent signs, lease now signs, but I wanted to kind of just show what there is out here. So let's go explore. This is a pretty beautiful sign here for the tattoo shop. Federal Ink Tattoos. I think it would be kind of cool to have a little shop on a old school main street like this. Print shop, get your stickers and banners and everything. MadeByKemo. Looks like an art store, a creative collective shop. Open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. What I'm noticing is most of the shops down here are probably weekend only. I'm sure when people are out on the water in the Delta, there's a ton more business coming through. Isleton Fishing Co. I think that's what it said. Cool little clothing store. The coffee, the Isleton Coffee Company. Hair salon here, hairs and nails. Turtle Island Art Treasures. Looks like a part art store, part antique shop. Kind of cool. I think there's a lot of history down here. I see a lot of the stuff about the Chinese and stuff. I think there's a shop coming up here next that had a sign as well. Established in 1922, closed in 1942. The dry goods store was owned by Kumataro and Rika Nakano. So this is a thriving Japantown store. It was closed in 1942. And it says when the Executive Order 9066 mandated the incarceration of 110,000 Japanese on the West Coast in internment camps. Most of them were American citizens. So this is probably right after Pearl Harbor happened when the shop closed down in 1942. But look, they still got the sign here painted right on the side. That's pretty cool. This shop coming up here, I think, is the old Chinese building I was just speaking of here. It's a brew house, beer room, basically. Meiwa Beer Room. The Meiwa building was established in the 1870s. It was formerly a Chinese brothel, gambling hall, and an opium den. And now you go get your beer there. So that's pretty cool little history here. I see a lot of the dog-friendly stuff around here. It says, come on in, it's cool inside. Kids and dogs are welcome. They got a ton of things on tap here. Beers, kombuchas, seltzers. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Maywalk Comedy Night. Might have to come back here sometime as well. Take it to the house. Plants, home goods, and swag. I love the architecture out here. It just feels so, I don't know, old America. The Isleton Bing Kong Tong met here in 1926 into the 50s. So is that a historic building back there, basically? Reconstruction of this building was supposed to be completed in 2020, but it looks like that project may have been put on hold here. The Bing Kong Tong Society building dates from 1927. It was rebuilt in 1926. Chinese population for religious and social activities. The Toy family operated a store 2 doors west called the Kwong Wo Sing Company. Here's the Isleton Museum. Open only for 3 hours on Saturdays. So I'm not getting in there today, but that's something I'll definitely need to check out. Here's a little heritage park. This looks like a new build. Asian American Heritage Park. Talks about the early Japanese immigrants. 1882 in the early 19th century. So this area must have been... Okay, hello. 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 Did I make a new friend? Did I make a new friend? You're a nice cat, huh? Let's get this sticker out of your stomach. Hey, come here. Come here. You're good. You're good. Alien land laws. The law in 1930 aimed to those engaged in agriculture, prohibited land ownership, and long-term leasing. So this looks like a unique place. It was a lot of Asian immigration here, Japanese and Chinese it looks like, but also a lot of beef within the community with World War II and everything going on. You see here the sign? It says, "I am an American." It's kind of a little bit like what's going on right now. The Civil Liberties Act. The Toy family, Chinatown leaders for this area. This bell here. A little Japanese garden. The 442nd Regimental Combat Team. While many of their families were incarcerated in concentration camps, 33,000 second-generation Japanese Americans fought in World War II. And same goes for the Chinese Americans, it says. And this is a plaque kind of observing what they did. I can't imagine my entire family being kind of taken away from me and put in prison, basically, and yet I still go and fight for the country. Now, this fountain's probably pretty cool when it's running. Looks like it's all in the process here, so this must be a pretty new little area. The Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. This is all white labor across the West continued to invoke racist fears. They cast Chinese immigrants as an invasion and successfully lobbied Congress to pass the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. The act banned all Chinese laborers and from immigrating to the U.S. Isleton's Chinatown and Japantown. So I guess this whole main street was basically Japantown, or both Chinese and Japantown, but it was known as a Japantown. So yeah, cool little park. Our cat friend was scared of that truck driving past. Let's continue down the street, see what else we got. Here you got the McBootery, specialty snacks, deli. Let's see what you got. Croissant sandwiches, BLTs, ice cream. Delta Educational Cultural Society here. Oh, there's that name, the Po Wong Sing. Got some firecrackers right there. Not sure what this old building is. La Petite Paris du Delta. It's a alterations shop, I guess. It looks pretty cool, a little gothic. And then you got River's Edge Studio. Looks like that has been maybe recently closed down as well, but you can own it. $535. 3 lots included in this. Huge restaurant, a residence that's attached. Man, that's kind of like a little bit of a dream. This little garden back here. Such a throwback to a different time. I would have loved to have been down here probably in the 30s and 40s when this was just absolutely packed with people. And go across the street here to the old Union Ice House and walk back down the other side of the street and see what's over here. Looks like this place has also been closed down. It's got the plastic all in the windows. Looks like they were doing some painting inside. The next few shops here all look closed down, but from what I'm seeing, it might be a lot of residences as well. This one looks like a little bit of an art studio. Got the Lee Brothers Dry Goods. So this is probably an old dry goods building from a different time. The Delta Days Inn. I'm not sure if this is a private residence now or if it's like a little motel situation. You got the Pineapple Chinese restaurant here. Looks like this is still an active restaurant. Closed on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Look, there's a sign talking about the grand opening of the Asian American Heritage Park that was held on May 31st. So yeah, that little park is only like less than 2 months old. So that's pretty cool. And it looks like we got a little liquor store here. You can get your cigarettes, your lotto tickets, your beers. All right, this looks like a really cool shop. You see with the driftwood here, it spells adrift. And it looks like it's like a art studio type situation, art shop, but they use a lot of driftwood in the pieces. You can see the different goods in there. $25, that's actually a pretty good price for some of the other things I've seen of that type of thing here. You got 25 arrowheads for $24. So, looks like you might be able to find some really cool deals. California cuisine. Maybe like a poker room down there as well. Across the street, there's that museum that I wish was open. Always wanted to live in something like that, like an old building above the shop. And then there's that Meiwa beer room. That's that historic brothel up there. It's a pretty cool vintage building there. Got a laundromat here. There's a park here with this really cool like Japanese like gazebo. And then you got the kids' play place in the back, but it's very cool. All these old buildings, only probably like 20-30% of them occupied. Let's revitalize areas like this. There's the business offices. Yeah, see, for rent, you can get 2 or 3 bedroom apartments here. This old building. Isleton antiques and stuff. The Silver Peacock Art Studio and Alternative Gallery. Another spot I wish was open, but looks like a cool little spot. And then that last building down there is actually a dispensary, the Delta Boys. So yeah. So that was this downtown area in Isleton, California. Cool little spot. I wish more of the shops were open, but being a weekday, I think most of the area is more so on the weekends with the Delta and everyone being out on the water. But hope you guys enjoyed me. Until the next vlog, peace.